Hey guys, Lightain here, and today we're going to have a look at a very small game on a very small device that you can carry in your very small pockets. This is Xeodrifter, and let's see if it's worth it. Xeodrifter was released in 2014 on the Nintendo DS, made by Renegade Kid. A year later, and after some company issues, the game was ported over to the PS Vita, and that is where I played it. The story is very light in this game. On your way home, your ship is struck by an asteroid and damaged. Scanning the nearby planets, you discover that there might be some parts and things that you need on them, so you go and investigate. Xeodrifter is a Metroidvania, a moniker very dear to my heart. This is a pretty standard entry into that genre as well. A Metroidvania has a certain type of gameplay, usually an open explorable area that has obstacles in the way. You need to find power-ups and defeat bosses in order to access new areas, which you'll mostly find via backtracking. This game doesn't break that mold at all, which is good and bad. Good because it sticks to what makes this genre fun, but bad because it doesn't do anything new within it. Do you know what isn't new though? A YouTuber asking their audience to like, comment, and subscribe. Man, my segues are getting so good with this. It really means a lot to me if you do, because I enjoy reading all of your comments and I try and reply to pretty much all of them. So thank you guys so much for all of that, and let's continue with the review. When you start the game, it can be a little daunting because you have access to all 4 different planets to explore, each with their own challenges and look. But where do you go first? While it might seem that this game is very open, it actually isn't. This game has a set path for you to go on. Each upgrade opens up the next path, and there isn't much deviation from that set ideal. But on a first playthrough, you won't know any of that, so you can just go to the wrong planet first, get your butt handed to you, and then hit a wall where you can't gain access to the next room. Only to realize that this wasn't the world you were meant to start on, so you'd have to backtrack and try a new path or planet. The sense of freedom is a really neat idea until you realize how linear the game actually is. It can be very frustrating going to the wrong planets, dying, and then having to backtrack out of them only to try and find the very specific path that the developers wanted you to take. It might be fun for some people to lose themselves in that exploration side, but personally I wanted a bit more direction at the start. Either that or a few other paths that I could go down. Like I said, this is pretty linear. If there were other explorable paths, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. The power-ups that you get along your journeys are pretty cool. My favorite being a way to jump into the background. Like, it's not original, but it's a really cool concept, and it's really fun when you get to use it. Also littered around the maps are optional upgrades that you can find to your health and to your weapon. Now, the weapon is probably the most interesting part of this game, and it is way more involved with its upgrades than I thought. Finding a weapon upgrade gives you a node that you can place anywhere that you'd want. That sense of customization was really fun because you can change so many different aspects of your gun, say the fire rate or the damage or the spread, and it's all up to you. Then whilst you're exploring, you discover that you want a faster firing gun. You can always change it in the menu, so you're not locked into a particular path or playstyle. It's all up to you. So with a gun, you're gonna have to shoot something, right? So that's where the enemies come into play. There aren't too many types of enemies, but due to your small health pool, they are always a threat. At the end of every planet, you will also fight this bug-looking boss, but it isn't very fun when you have to fight it 4 times in a row. It's the same boss on every planet, just with a palette change. Well, it's not quite right. Each boss also has one extra move that they throw at you, but basically it's the same fight every time. For such a small game, I think it would have been pretty easy for a few other designs and bosses, because fighting the same guy over and over again just isn't fun. In my opinion, Xeodrifter is worth it. The game is not terribly long, being only a few hours, and can be even quicker if you know where you're going. The locations do look a little similar, but they are nicely designed, and the music and sound are very well done. The combat is solid, and the enemies always feel threatening because of that low health pool and limited healing that you have. The 2 major complaints I had was getting lost at the start of the game, which might be a pro for you, but the reskin bosses is definitely a letdown. Aside from that, this game is very fun. So guys, tell me what you thought about Xeodrifter. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you play it on the DS or did you play it on the Vita? I wonder if there's any differences. I should have probably looked that up. That's a bad YouTuber, right? Didn't even do my research on the other version of the game. Oh well, but still, I had fun with the PS Vita version, and that's all that matters. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!